The jersey's back. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. And more importantly, for all you SpongeBob fans out there, it's Leif Erikson Day. Hinga dinga durgan. Yeah, it's literally Leif Erikson Day. Yeah, SpongeBob wasn't messing around when they came up with that joke. Happy Thursday, everyone. And again, happy Leif Erikson Day. Actually, come to think of it, I used to know who Leif Erikson was. I believe he was the relative of Viking Eric the Red. And I believe Leif Erikson discovered Greenland? Now I need to look this up. I'll look it up as I do my own behind my let's see, what's my low? Okay, so I have like this little cut right here on my nose. And from my point of view, it always looks like there's something on my face. When I know it's so weird. I have no idea how I got it. I didn't bump into anything. I didn't do anything, didn't fall down or nothing. It just sort of appeared. That tends to happen a lot. Anyone else get cuts or bruises where you have no idea where they came from? I can't be the only one that's happened to. What's my high? What would constitute is my high? I did see someone very important yesterday. That was nice. And, also, I said in yesterday's video that my mom had surgery. She's doing fine. I had to keep her overnight for observation. It's nothing serious. In fact, I'm not really convinced she would have, passed away from it. But, yeah, she's fine. It was nice news to hear. That's always part of my high. And my act of kindness was, I talked to my dad. Well, I did try calling my mom, but, because I know she'd be in the hospital still, but I thought, maybe she'd have her phone on her. She has her phone off. So I'm talking to my dad. That was nice. I like talking to my dad. That was great. So, hold on. Let's look up what I was about to, Leif Erikson. Well, Leif Erikson Day is October 9th. And actually, what do you say on Leif Erikson Day? Oh yeah, no kidding. Okay, so I just looked this up. I thought the Hinga Ginga Durgan part was actually a joke written by SpongeBob. No, it's actually a real thing. You say it's Leif Erikson Day, and then followed by some vaguely Norse-sounding gibberish, often written as Hinga Ginga Durgan. And when Patrick says Leif Erikson Day, it's followed by Yurga Hinger Ding, Yurga Hinger Dinger. Huh. Okay, what did Leif Erikson do exactly? I think he discovered Greenland, but I'm not sure. Or maybe that was Eric the Red. Known as Leif the Lucky, Norse explorer, first European to step foot on continental America, approximately half a millennium before Christopher Columbus. Neat! Wait, hold on. Oh, Eric the Red was his dad. Okay. Eric the Red, or what? Eric Thorvaldsen, described medieval Icelandic saga sources. Founded the first European summit in Greenland. Okay. That was close. So Eric the Red discovered Greenland, and Leif Erikson was the first to step foot on what's known as continental America. Where on continental America he stepped foot on, we're not entirely sure. I don't know, but yeah. So basically, you could argue that Leif Erikson discovered America years before Christopher Columbus did. Or Amerigo Vespucci, which America is named after. Yeah, people don't really realize that America is named after Amerigo Vespucci. I only remember that because of 6th grade social studies. We learned a lot in social studies at St. Mary Mother. Even now, I'm still influenced by that place. So enough fanfare. Let's get into why you need to watch this video anyway. There's an NFL pick to make. And it's also a ridiculously easy one. Come on, guys. Oh. Okay, that's weird. The vacuum, when maintenance does the vacuum in the hallways, they never do it this early. It's always like at 9. And it's not even 20 after 8 at the moment. Anyway, come on, the Eagles are the returning Super Bowl champs. They're 4-1. And they're playing the Giants. I mean, granted, division rivals always play each other hard. And I'm sure there's going to be some things about this game that'll be interesting, quote unquote. But unless you're a Giants fan, do you really expect the Giants to win this game? I ask you, do you really expect the Giants to win this game? Because I can tell you right now, they're not. This game is totally going to be won by the Eagles. I mean, frankly, I can't believe I got that pick wrong the other day. How did the Eagles and the Bills lose? I'm still dumbfounded by that. I mean, to be fair, I guess the Giants do look a little better than what I was expecting. I mean, granted, I still expect them to have a losing record like this one, but I guess Jackson Dart is pretty solid, as well as Scatterbo. They just don't have an offensive line. You know, you got on defense, you got Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau, but that's it. That's all you got. Yeah, this should be a ridiculously easy win for the Eagles. Even if they are going to MetLife. I'm sure there's going to be some... You know what's funny? Because Philadelphia really isn't that far away from New York City. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a whole lot of green in the stands tonight. That'd be pretty cool to see. And you know, this also needs to be said. I think I've said this once before, but for those of you who don't know, Washington D.C. was not always the nation's capital of our country. First, it was in New York City, because even back then it was still the biggest city in our country at that time. So they thought, why not make New York City the nation's capital? With the signing of the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, no, it was either the Declaration of Independence or it was, no, the First Continental Congress, I think. That was in Philadelphia. Well, the point is, after it was in New York City, Philadelphia was next. And then, for whatever reason, they then decided to move it to Washington, D.C. And here's what's funny. New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. All three of those places have been our nation's capital, with Washington, D.C. currently as our nation's capital. What they also have in common is all three of their respective football teams from the NFC East. Meaning, someday, quite possibly, though highly doubtful, our nation's capital could very well be Dallas, Texas someday. I mean, there's no way that's ever going to happen. Even though some aspects about it would actually make a lot of sense. I mean, to be fair, Washington, D.C. is fairly close to the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, granted, we'd stop any enemies from getting there by plane before anything happens, but the farther inland our nation's capital would be, the less you have to worry about that. And I mean, come on, Dallas is like in the dead center, south, but dead center of our country. So it'd be impossible to reach there. So logistically, it would kind of make sense. It's never going to happen. I mean, come on. The White House, Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial, the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, not to mention all sorts of crazy museums. Mount Vernon is nearby. Yeah, our nation's capital is never going to move out of Washington, D.C. As cool as it would be for it to be in Dallas, that way all 4 NFC East teams would be the site of our nation's capital. It's never going to happen. As funny as it would be, too. But yeah, Eagles versus the Giants. This really should be an open and shut case for the Eagles. Unless, right, the Eagles lost to Denver. Well, Denver's definitely a more respectable team than the Giants. I don't know. It's funny. If you recall a couple weeks ago when it was the Bills versus the Dolphins, I very much picked the Bills to win outright. But a part of me had like some sort of trepidation. Like, maybe the Dolphins may actually be better than we thought. And that wound up being true. I mean, the Bills still won. I got that pick right. But still, I don't really sense that trepidation here. Again, the Eagles should totally win this game. And you'd be silly not to pick them for tonight. The only difference is, the only question now is, how bad are the Eagles going to beat the Giants? And if there's some sort of spread involved, is anyone actually going to bet on that? Honestly, like, even after it's been explained, I can never understand how the spread works. Like, you can only win by so many points or something like that. I don't know, it's weird. The gambling world is pretty weird. And personally, it doesn't really interest me very much. I mean, here's the thing. I've never gambled. I've never had a problem with gambling. But a part of me is worried that someday I could form the bad habit of gambling. And I don't want to do that. I mean, I trust myself to make good choices, to be sure. But, I don't know, man. Gambling is just one of those things where it's either going to be your thing or it's not. In the same way, like, drinking. It's either going to be your thing or it's not. I mean, for me, I would say it's in the middle. But then again, at this point in my life, I believe that alcohol should enhance one's life experiences, not define them. I can see how gambling could potentially do the same thing. Again, I'm never going to do it, but I can see how it would do the same thing. But yeah, this pick's easy. The Eagles are going to beat the Giants. I guarantee you that entire stadium is going to be green, because Philadelphia really isn't far away from New York City. I guarantee you that anyone at that stadium is going to hear "Go Birds" 1,000 times. And I'm absolutely sure that when the Eagles take over, you're going to hear "Fly, Eagles, Fly." Because that's exactly what will happen. Again, man, the Eagles got this. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley are picking up right where they left off. Yeah, they lost to the Broncos, but come on, everybody saw that was a fluke. Just in the same way the Bills losing to the Pats the other day was a fluke. I mean, It'd be easy to say, like, if the playoffs were to start right now, I could just as easily pick the Bills and the Eagles to be in the Super Bowl, which would be an interesting storyline for several reasons. Ooh. Maybe I should make that into my short. That's actually a decent idea for shorts. Like, making why certain Super Bowl matchups would be so cool. I mean, granted, I always wind up doing that when the playoffs start and I make my top 11 Super Bowl matchups I want to see. Yeah. That works, actually. Okay, I think I have a plan of what I'm about to record after this. I hope, well, actually, the short after this. Tomorrow's video is going to be the newest episode of Hot Ones. I totally just forgot who's going to be this week's guest. Oh, right. Luka Doncic. Right. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Watch, I'm going to screw up this outro saying what day of the week it is. Well, with that said, I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I am very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy the video. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Hey, I got it right. And remember, if you guys want to talk, channel is here to lend me. Always about take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.